Hello, Resilience family. Welcome to another episode, guys. It has been a nice weekend, guys, a nice weekend of restoration. Learning a few more things about myself, but self-development is good. It is very good, and we need that in this time and day, whenever. So, guys, welcome. We have a wonderful guest today that's going to help us more connecting our mind and our body, strengthen a bit, being more resilient, more healthy, and help us understand a few things about us, about the mind and the body. So I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend, and this week is starting out awesome. So much ado, guys. I would like to introduce the wonderful David Amerland. He's an author. He has many hats, actually. I did a little bit more digging, David. But welcome. How are you? And please tell us a little bit about who you are.
Don, thank you for the invitation to be here. I'm really thrilled to have this conversation with you. A little bit about myself. It's been a crazy trajectory. From the outside in, it looks very well planned and in control. It's been nothing like that. Like everybody else. Yeah. I respond to the chaos around me, and I choose the path that makes me feel better about what I do. Yes. I'm a chemical engineer with a master's in quantum dynamics. In terms of fitness, I've been training in martial arts since I was 13. I've got 3 different black belts in 3 different martial arts styles. I've written about 19 books in search, in marketing, in social media, and digital advertising and branding, and decision making and intentionality, and now fitness. And it all seems different, right? But it isn't. It's all about people. It's about us, the way we behave, the things we understand, the things we don't understand, the things which we do which we shouldn't do, and the opposite, the things which we don't do when we should be doing them. And it always fascinates me why we behave in these different contexts. And that's what I go digging for. So this is me in a nutshell, basically.
Wow, this is awesome. So, all I'm seeing is written across. I'm just like, discipline. That's what was screaming out to me. I was like, I need some more of that. But 19 books, my God, I'm sitting over here. What's the word I want to use? Struggling, not really struggling, but figuring out how to write the first full book. Like, I've written a couple of ebooks, but like a full, length book. I'm like, how do they do it? But God has connected me with someone that's going to help me on that path, and I'm really grateful. Oh yes, I'm like 19 books. I'm sitting here like, oh my gosh, that is a lot. So there is a quote that I love from you, and it says, "Resilience begins where routine meets intention." I said, OMG. So with that, expound a little and tell me, your meaning, your definition of resilience.
All right, let's thank you for that quote and that opening. Resilience is something we all struggle with. And the scientific definition of that, in a broad perspective, is the ability of the brain and body to bounce back after having encountered an adverse situation. So why don't we just curl up in a ball? Why don't we just, in our heads, shrink up and die? Why do we just don't want to deal with anything and just feel what we're feeling? And when we go looking for answers for that, because it affects everybody a little bit differently, everybody deals with it a little bit differently, but the common thread is that we all struggle with it, and we'll need help to understand how to do it better. When we go digging a little bit deeper, we see that resilience at a neuroscientific level is basically an interplay between both the mind and the body. And there's nothing happens to the brain that the body doesn't feel, and the other way around. If you want to get a little bit technical, it has to do with neurogenesis, the ability of the brain to forge new neurons and create new connections, which open up our mental horizon. It has to do with the ability to synchronize the specific centers in the brain in order to pull together resources that will help us deal with what we're dealing with. That's really pushing us to the limit of our ability. And it's also the ability of the brain and body to regulate each other. Emotional regulation plays a huge part in this. And one of the most technical and still to be explored areas, which we're looking at in terms of resilience, is what they call the HAP bridge, which is hypothalamus, adrenal, and pituitary. And they basically connect a little bit. It's that mind-body connection that allows thoughts, which are neurochemical, and feelings, which are neurochemical, with sensations, which have a hormonal basis, with physiology, where the body tightens up, it feels pain, we all clench up, and then we need to relieve all that. So when it comes to actually feeling or thinking, right, we're covering all this for trying to answer a simple question. How do we become more resilient? And the answer is going to be slightly different for everybody, but the overall answer to this is we become more resilient by embracing the difficulty and controlling our emotions so they don't overwhelm us. Then slowly re-emerging in both our body and our mind. This is the intentionality bit. This is where we have to do that consciously. If we don't, the difficulty which we face, the situation which we are actually being tested by, is going to overwhelm us. We just want to be like an armadillo, curl up, and let the world outside just go by.
So you think that's where anxiety comes from? Is that just came? I don't know. That just came to mind.
Yes. I mean, we constantly have levels of anxiety. They're one of the primary operations of our massively complex brain is to try to predict the next moment. And it's almost an impossible task. And the less certainty we have about the next moment, the greater is the anxiety we feel. And there's a very ancient code that runs that. But in the modern world, where our life is not in actual danger most of the time, the anxiety we feel comes because we are not sure about the next moment. Maybe it's a job interview, something mundane, but still stresses us out. And then we feel those levels rising, and our body responds to that physiologically.
That's good. That is really good. So I want to pause a moment and just on air say thank you for being here and giving of your time. Because some people don't know you all the way across the map. You're not in the United States.
No, I'm not right now. No.
I was like, he is up at what time in the morning? 2, 3 in the morning, probably where you at, right? And you're here talking with us, sharing some wisdom, knowledge with us. So thank you very much. I just wanted to pause to say that. I appreciate you. Amazing. I was like, see, discipline. I don't know. I'm always going to come back to this discipline with you. So just bear with me because I need that. I need more of that in my life. So
I can help with discipline because a lot of people think it's something you have or you haven't got. And that's nothing. That's semantics. And the same thing with willpower. So really, what you need to have is motivation. Motivation is you're going from somewhere where you don't feel good about yourself to somewhere you're going to feel better. Whatever it is, right? If you're hungry, you need to eat. That's your motivation. If you are excited about something, you're going to do something about it. That's your motivation. Okay, that's motivation. Now, the same about fitness, same about life. You're going to some place in the future where you're going to be better than where you are now. Now, let's talk about willpower. Willpower is really the process. If you don't have a process to get there, if you're hungry and you don't know how to cook, you're in trouble. your willpower is not there because everything is going to be a struggle. You don't know what to do with the things you have. You don't know how to cook them. You don't know how to prepare them. So that's your willpower. So that's a process.
No.
And discipline is the structure around the process that allows you to repeat it day after day.
Nice.
So if you structure your life in a way that allows you to do the things you want to do again and again and again at a less energetic cost to you, so you don't have to struggle. It's like cooking. If I learn how to cook, well, then it's easier, right? And then what do I need? I need to be in the kitchen, or at least in a place where I can have all the ingredients and the tools I need to cook. Well, there's discipline. I'll cook every day.
Yeah. Wow. So how do you say we could form that habit? Like I guess we call it a daily movement habit is what I'm guessing, to call it. How would we build that? Yeah. How do we keep reacting and make that happen?
Well,
and then
the problem with
David.
That is that most people reach for too much from where they are. And then it becomes difficult. And if it's difficult day after day, and your day is already difficult, well, there you go. How's it going to be possible for you to do it? So in order to form a habit, you break it down into steps, into the components, right? It's like cooking. If I don't know how to cook, preparing a 3-course meal that's going to be amazing is way too far. Let's start with an omelette. Okay. And then what do I need for an omelette? Well, first of all, I need eggs. And then I need a frying pan. And I need to have a stove of some kind. And maybe a little bit of oil. Okay, if I have all those things, these are little steps, right? If I have all those things and I make an omelette and it's satisfying for me, presto, I've got it. Now I can make that omelette again and again and again. So that's how you form a habit.
OMG. That's good. I really needed that. I just wanted to have that to break down, for everyone, well, for me. Just to relate to. So talk more about, let's just go there. Let's talk about your book, Built to Last.
Okay.
Let's talk about how it focuses on sustainable fitness and cognitive longevity. So what inspires you to combine these two fields? Well,
apart from my personal experience, just talking with some friends over a period of with one particular friend who I trained with every week over a period of 2-3 years, it kind of dawned on me that, and I had a blind spot there because it's easy for me to train, so I don't understand why people don't. But I do now. So it dawned on me that training is, fitness is difficult, and it doesn't have to be about just physical training. We're talking about mental fitness as well as physical fitness, and the two go hand in hand. And it's difficult because we don't understand it. We don't understand what we need to do. We don't understand how the little things we actually put in place can have a large impact on us.
Yeah.
So that's why I wrote it. I thought, this is something which, if we break it down into a system, then it can work for everybody. And it can work for everybody at an individual level, because let's face it, we're all different. We will have different physicalities, different mental capacities, different memories, different experiences, different goals. Yeah. So just to say, here's what you need to do, and this is for everybody. Well, no, it isn't. This is customizable to everybody. Everybody will make it their own. So Built to Last is a blueprint. It's everything is customizable. It helps us understand about our own operating system. It helps us understand how easy it is to do some things, and also why we can't do some of the things which we want to do. Because every year, in January, we all head for the gym. And by March, mid-March, everybody's at home, right? Because they can't do it. Okay, there's a reason for all those things. And the moment we understand the reason, and it has nothing to do with willpower, it has nothing to do with discipline, it has to do with the operating code in ourselves and the modern world and the life we live. and the complexity of that life and how much it tires us. So the moment we understand that, then we're in a better position to say, okay, what should I do to make it work for me? And that's what Build to Last helps people understand.
Wow. So talk more on that. Talk more of your passion. Like, what's on your heart right now?
A lot of things. I mean, what I want to do, sometimes I wake up and I don't know why the world isn't a better place. And we all want it to be a better place. Really, we all do. We want to wake up in a world where we feel safe, we feel valued, we feel listened to, we feel that we actually have a place, and where we feel that we shouldn't have to struggle for basic existence. We don't have that. We're in the 21st century, and it's mind-blowing to me.
Right.
So I don't run the world, and none of us do, really. But I try to do, in everything I do, I try to actually, and this is the same with every book I've written, it gives people knowledge and tools to make their lives better and to make themselves better. And my logic is that if enough of us do that, well, that's the world we want to see. Suddenly it becomes better.
Wow. Yes. Oh, that's good. So what's one small change someone could start making today to begin building a lifestyle that's truly built to last?
Well, there are a couple of things we should do, and they're easy for everybody. And actually, it's one thing, but it has other components. So let's start with the basic thing. If we want to have a long, fulfilling, happy life, we need to feel we're in control of it. And that's almost impossible because we don't control the external world, and it constantly bombards us with signals. So in order to have that, we need to feel, and this is where Build to Last comes in control of our body, which then gives us control of our brain, which then allows us to make better decisions every single day. And of all the decisions we make in a lifetime, if the majority of them are good decisions, that ends up being a good life. So that's a good way to look at it. But from an immediate perspective, if we say, if there's one thing, just one thing I should be doing right now, well, I'll say you should have meaningful social connections. And if you do that,
that's good.
And they have to be meaningful. I'm not talking about your frat boy friends or your party animal guys, whatever, people that actually, when you talk to them, you feel that they raise you and you in return raise them. Okay, if you have that one thing, okay, that simple thing, that immediately gives you a better sense of control, which is crazy, right? But it does, of your life. You feel listened to, you feel valued, you feel less stressed. That has a cascade of positive physiological effects. Lower stress, lower inflammation, lower anxiety, lower illnesses that arise from those things, clearer thinking, a better sense of purpose, a better sense of belonging. All those things from that one thing lead us to, and if we do nothing else, not exercising, not dieting, right? That will lead us to a better, healthier, happier life. That's one thing.
Wow. Oh, that is good. Meaningful relationships. I think that is good. Speaking of the times that we're in, this digital world, got a lot of facades, a lot of masks. So yeah, I like that. I agree with that. Curate some meaningful relationships and go from there. So tell everyone how they could get your book.
Well, if it's everywhere that books are sold. If you go to Amazon or anywhere, Barnes & Noble, you'll find it. You'll find it in your local bookshop. If it's not there, you can always get it. If you get it online and you buy it from bookshop.org, then you can pick it up from your local bookshop and you're supporting your local community. And that's a really good thing to do.
You said bookshop.org. .org. Okay, got it. So, speaking of this digital age we're in, how can we protect our attentions, our energy, to both our fitness and our mental clarity?
Okay, that's an excellent question. We all have phones in our pockets, right? Except they don't stay in our pockets; they're always in our hand, and
Yes.
and that's an issue. It's an issue because I'm strongly pro technology. I think that we have the capacity to learn how to use it to our benefit. I never say, oh, you should cut back on this or behave. No, we shouldn't. At the same time, unchecked, it absorbs us. And because it absorbs us and our brain has been created to seek information,
Yes.
we get into doom scrolling where, we constantly go through bad news and bad news and bad news, and they make us feel bad inside us. Our anxiety levels rise, a sense of helplessness rises, a sense of uncertainty rises, and this is unhelpful. I think always, like I said with relationships, they should be meaningful. I think the usage we make of technology should always have an intentionality behind it, and it should have a meaning for us, even if that meaning is frivolous. I don't mind if somebody says, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to scroll through, Facebook or Instagram for about 40 minutes just to distract myself. Not a problem, provided this is an intentional, conscious decision. You have 40 minutes to waste, and you're okay wasting it there. That's fine. It's bad if you just pick it up because you feel bad, and it's a coping mechanism. You want to distract your brain, and then you allow it to absorb you. So now you're going to lose an hour maybe or two. And at the end of those 2 hours, you're going to feel worse than when you picked it up. So using technology intentionally for us, it can make us stronger, smarter, and better. If we don't intentionally use it, it uses us. The usage will always be there. The defining characteristic is our decision-making. This, case in point, right? This is magic. We're on opposite parts of the planet almost. We can have this conversation, people can listen in, and everybody is actually picking things up and their brains light up. And this connection feels amazing. There's intentionality behind it.
Wow. I am liking this. This is good. So, okay. So let's shift a little bit.
Okay.
Let's talk about health and resilience evolving. How?
Sorry, can you repeat that? I just
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, how does the
Can
two
you
coexist? Oh, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I didn't hear the question. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So I am asking about health and resilience evolving around each other. How does that coexist?
Yeah. Okay. Resilience is our ability, like I said, the formal definition of it is our ability to face adversity and bounce back. At the same time, we have to be resilient every single day. How? Why? Well, first of all, why is because the world is always pressing against us, always demanding things, always grating. There's always a little bit of friction. So we have to be able to take that in our stride. And this is how we do it. And let's explain what happens if we don't do it. If we are anxious all the time, if we start the day already on edge, if we are already feeling bad inside us, and we usually feel bad inside us because the neurochemicals in our head, which allow us to have bad thoughts and negative thinking all the time, express themselves in the body through a number of toxic chemicals which create stress and anxiety, like cortisol, for example, which affects all sorts of things in the body. It affects the energy pathway, so we can't process food properly. We eat the food we eat, instead of actually using the energy, goes into fat storage, so we end up putting on weight. So this is just from one thing, right? If we're anxious and we have elevated cortisol levels in our bloodstream, and that has also a cascade of negative effects in our brain. So our brain is foggy, our thinking is not clear, our decision making is compromised. We are now in a bad place. So all those things have happened because we are on edge and we're starting our day. And let's have an example. Let's say the alarm goes off. So we slam it down because, we already had to have an alarm, and you haven't had an alarm because we're not sleeping enough. So the quality of our sleep is compromised. The body is not repairing. The brain is not clearing up. So we get up and cortisol level is rising because now we have to do things, and we're already pushing against, instead of feeling fresh, we're pushing against impaired functions. So now our day is stressful. I haven't even got out of the house yet. I have to grab a shower, breakfast, get dressed. Okay. Yes. And already we feel a heartbeat going up. We check the time, thinking about traffic. The whole thing is a mess. And
okay, were you here with me this past week? I'm sorry. You're speaking of a day I just had. Go ahead.
And if on the way to work we hit traffic, that little thing, which we don't control now, right? Because traffic is so many different factors can come in. It can be an accident, it can be weather, whatever. So if we hit traffic and we go through the roof, our behavior, we lose control of our emotions, we lose control of our behavior. And even if we manage to tamp it down, now we're super stressed. And how are we going to get through the rest of the day? Never mind the week, never mind the year, never mind the rest of our life. This seems like such a struggle. So if we just structure it a little bit differently, when we say, we already have, we think, okay, the quality of our sleep is better because we planned for that. We said, this is my cutoff time. This is when I'm going to get to bed. This is when I'm going to sleep. And even if I struggle a little bit, I'm going to get the time which I'll allocate it for myself because I control it now. Right. So you get up in the morning and you're less anxious. Your stress levels are lower. You have built up capacity, margin to deal with everything else. When you hit traffic, again, you have the same elevated response because we're all human. You feel your heartbeat go up. You think, anxiety, I'm going to be late for work. And then you check your watch. But because you weren't already on edge when you left the house, it doesn't take you past your limit. So you're dealing with it. You think, okay, it's stressful, but I can't do anything about it. I'm going to wait it out, put some music on and just wait until we get to my destination. And this is just a simple example. And so many people I talk to actually fail at that point.
Wow.
At the simple example of, getting right out of the house, feeling great. And this is your environment, right? This is the environment you control. So if you can't control your environment,
that's good.
You have no chance in environments you don't control. That's the resilience we build up every day. Okay, it's a process and a structure. It allows you to feel in control of your life.
Wow. That is so good. I needed to hear that. You control your environment. Yes, we do. I think sometimes we forget that. I just hate to say it, but I believe sometimes we forget that we control our environment. That is good. That is good. If nobody else heard anything on here today, y'all, remember that you control your environment. Whoa, I'm sorry. That was huge for me, David. That was huge for me. A good reminder. So, piggybacking off that, if someone that's listening today feels physically drained and mentally stuck, what should they do? What would be that first small act of resilience you would tell them to take? So they can't bounce back.
I'm thinking because, it's going to be a little bit different for everybody, obviously. And we all feel at the moment drained by the external world. It's really stressing us out. And it doesn't matter where you live. I speak to people from different countries and they all report the same thing. They're tired of the struggle of daily life. So this is what I will say, because, the magic, what we need to do is create a little bit of safe space for ourselves to recharge.
That's good.
So we need to carve out that space, right?
Yeah.
So in order to do that, and it can't be a big thing because that's an extra struggle and we don't have the energy. So it has to be a small thing. But find something which allows you for a little bit in the day to take a break from yourself. Adulting is hard. We have to be responsible. We have to deal with our emotions. We have to deal with our health. We have to take responsibility for others. We have to be responsible in meeting the expectations that others push upon us. It's a lot.
Yes.
And it's chaotic around us, right? That's also already draining us. So find something to do which is just for you.
Wow.
Go for a walk for 10 minutes with your earphones on. In that moment, you're completely lost. You don't answer your phone. Nobody knows where you are. It's just you and the world, the world you chose to be in. If it's in a park, great. If it's just, sitting on a bench and looking at people, no problem. For me, sometimes I play a 15-minute game on PlayStation. And for that moment, that's all I am, right? I'm just a gamer. Sometimes I'll play with people who are like 17 and 16 and 15. And sometimes, like yesterday, I played with people who are, a lot older. I could tell from the conversations. And I think that's great. But it just takes me away from the responsibility of being me. And it helps me feel fun and alive. And it mentally recharges me. And then physically, it rejuvenates me. So do that for yourself. That's the first step. You need 5, 10, 15-minute stops. But that should be your go-to every single day. It's like your recharge station. You get there, recharge your battery, and then you can deal with everything else.
Mm-hmm. That is good. Oh, that is good. Thank you. So, any last words? Anything you would like to share with us?
Yeah. We're all trying to become better. We're all trying to change all the time. And this is what I will say. Instead of reaching for a massive end goal, think of what's the smallest, easiest thing you can change to help you improve your life. And start from there. Focus on that. And after a while, focus on the next smallest, easiest thing you can change. And if you make all these small changes consecutively, well, there you go. There's your life improving, changing, getting better.
Wow. That's good. That's refreshing. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm saying thank you. I needed to hear that. I'm always trying to tackle everything. I got this, I got this, I got that. That was good. One small thing at a time. You hear that, Dawn? Okay. Thank you, David.
It's been a pleasure.
Yes, it has been. This has been, man, just as I always say, David, such a time as this. And this was on time, needed, and very good. And thank you. I thank you for your time because we don't get our time back. And I truly appreciate that. I truly appreciate you, David. And talking to my audience, to the world. Yes, I'm gonna have you back again. We're gonna have to take this up another notch so we could get more into that health side.
I'd be delighted to come back. Absolutely. And thank you so much for the opportunity. I love this. I love the connection. Thank you.
I appreciate you. My Resilience family, I hope this was good for you as it was for me. I hope something sparked something in you so you can take time for you. Take that moment. And to my audience, guys, to all of you all, thank you for listening now. If you listen to this in the replay, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I wouldn't be here without you guys. Seriously. We appreciate you all. We appreciate you all. So please like and subscribe and share. David, thank you again. I appreciate you. I hope you get some rest. Oh, I don't know. You may be gonna go there. I don't know because it's early over there. And yeah, it's really
a bit, yeah.
So thank you so much. But my Resilience family, it has been a wonderful, wonderful segment. And I just thank you guys. As I always say, stay well. Stay well. Stay well. Stay safe. And always, 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 guys, Stay resilient. Until next time, guys. Until next time.